many of the post-crisis...
You know what I also find? Just to be one more thing to interrupt this guy, but you know what is also really frustrating about a lot of games nowadays? I'm just thinking on the lines of like Battlefield and Call of Duty and stuff like that, okay? Even World of Warcraft, even a lot of games. They're basically pretty much any game with a multiplayer option. They're made to be fair, not fun. When people like, when Call of Duty looks into this and they say to themselves like, okay, if you can blow up buildings, how does that affect game balance? If you can do this, right? If you can destroy the landscape, does that affect game balance? Like, a lot of these decisions are made with game balance in mind, but they're not made with fun. They're not made with fun in mind. So what usually happens is, in a lot of games, like, players will create the meta themselves. This is, as much as I shit on Smash Bros. Melee for being the worst game ever, which it is, but as much as I shit on it, the reality is, like, the developers didn't make that game to be balanced. The players crafted a meta in order to make that game balanced for themselves. Like, they chose to create a meta for the game in which it was fair and balanced. If, let's say, for example, they come out with a new Call of Duty game and now buildings are destructible, just as an example, okay? And it turns out that in the world where shit's destructible, the grenade launcher and RPGs are OP, okay? Those are the OP weapons, right? You know what'll happen? The community will just start using those weapons. That's what'll happen. The players will just go, oh, this shit's OP? Okay. We're gonna use it. And that's that. That's it. Or they'll find like, oh, you know, turns out that drop shotting with the UMP-45 is really OP because this weapon has insane damage for no reason and like no recoil. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. And then they just do that, right? And they just play what's best. And the players create their own meta. Blizzard is the worst offender? Yeah, Blizzard does this with World of Warcraft all the time. Like, okay. Oh, remember Modern Warfare 2 had an ad against grenade spamming called Fight Against Grenade Spam. Bad Company 2's parody was France really against the anagram. Damn. Anyway, that's funny. But World of Warcraft is terrible for this because World of Warcraft is obsessed with making a game that is hyper competitive. It's a co-op game. I don't understand why World of Warcraft as a co-op game is so hyper competitive. I think the easiest comparison you can make with World of Warcraft, because I started playing World of Warcraft again, like 5 days ago, okay? I started playing WoW again. I have installed, I think at this point I have 7 add-ons installed. I've redone my frames. I have to install more add-ons. I got like deadly boss mods. I got a bunch of little warnings. I had to install the DPS meter. I had to start researching what my rotation is. So now I've been researching my rotation for how to use it. I had to go find optimal talents, optimal build. I have to go find what's my optimal trinket slots. What are my optimal stats? I have to go learn every boss. Every boss has 20 mechanics. So I have to learn 20 mechanics on 10 different bosses on 3 different difficulties. There's 10 dungeons, and every dungeon has 3 to 4 bosses, and every boss has 6 to 7 mechanics, so I have to learn per dungeon, I have to learn 28 mechanics for the bosses of every single dungeon, but also every trash pack has its own unique set of 2 or 3 mechanics, so every pull in every dungeon requires me to learn it. I need to learn how to do this pool because this pool has the guys that need to be interrupted or else they cast a stun. And then this one has the guy that channels for 3 seconds doing massive party damage. So I have to remember that this guy does big party damage. So I need to have an AoE healing cooldown available when he starts doing his massive damage. And then this guy applies a curse, but because I'm playing a priest, I can't dispel curses. So I have to just heal through the curse application. And then these guys are just way too hard. And no one ever does them, so everyone always skips them. But you have to figure out by reading from everybody else that this pack of enemies is just unreasonably tuned, so everyone skips them because they're too hard. And it's like, and all I'm thinking is, here's what I had to learn to get good at Monster Hunter. Okay, here's what I had to learn to get good at Monster Hunter. Cooperative boss fighting experience. Well, I made my favorite weapon. And then I learned how to hit the monster using my favorite weapon. And then I learned the movesets of every monster. Eventually. After a bunch of different attempts. I slowly learned the boss's moveset. And like, you can join a multiplayer hunt in Monster Hunter. You can join a multiplayer hunt and triple cart, and then you can just go join another multiplayer hunt, like right after. You can go int someone's Fatalis run, just triple cart their Fatalis, and then 5 minutes later, some different person posts a Fatalis quest, and you just go do that one, okay? And you just go triple cart that one as well, or maybe you play better because you've got practice, right? No one can gatekeep you from like a Fatalis hunt. They like the what's the word? The community sentiment in Monster Hunter is if you're playing online and you're having people join your hunt when you're playing online and they're dying, you should play solo. It's your fault for playing online. It's not their fault for dying. It's your fault. If you didn't want to risk someone joining your hunt and fucking dying, you shouldn't have been playing online. You're the problem. But in World of Warcraft, it's if you invite someone and they haven't, they've only learned 85% of the 1,000 mechanics that they need to learn. They only know 850 of the 1,000 mechanics. And then they die to one of the, 150 mechanics that they don't know. That's their fault. That is their fault for not having learned the 851st mechanic. That's their fucking fault. And they're the problem. So, I don't know. So, anyway, all that to say, with WoW, like, I don't know why WoW is so hard, bro. I don't know why WoW is such a hard video game. I wish it was fucking easier. It's so hard. I started playing it again. It's so hard. Why is it so hard? Why is WoW so difficult? It's so difficult. It's so hard. It's like the hardest game I've ever played. It's so fucking hard, bro. I don't understand. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, holy shit, what a random rant. What a completely random tangent. How do we get here?
Best looking
Battlefield Bad Company 2.
games ever.